The guy who has designed it, and you can Google it, Earth Harp. You can Google it, and his name is William Close. He's a graduate of the Art Institute of Chicago. And we just think that this is an incredible opportunity for us to bring it to this community. But we feel like it needs more than just this, that it needs an arts festival to go along with it. And the dates that they have available right now are the last week of March and April 7th through the 19th. And what I wanted to do today was just come, introduce myself, put my name and my face with your names and your faces, and introduce the concept and see if we can work to possibly get us into a more serious conversation in the future.
What was the name of the dance?
I'm sorry?
What was William Close?
William Close.
William Close, Earth Harp, H-A-R-P. Oh, you're awesome.
Harp.
Harp, like the harp, like angels.
That's what I heard.
H-A-R-P.
Okay, Earth Harp.
Yes.
It's in Mexico, or it was in Mexico last, because on their Facebook page.
There you go. It's been all over the world. In fact, they have set go to the second one. They've set the record for the Guinness World, and that is William.
I do remember it from American Stuff.
We think this is an incredible opportunity for school children to see. It crosses a lot of boundaries of art and music and kinesiology of how the body works with the harp and with engineering. In fact, we'll have to have an engineering specialist involved to even do this. And that is it. I think my 3 minutes is up.
Okay, so what is the cost? Or how does that?
How do we fund it?
Yeah.
We'll worry about that.
So
The
you're
cost, I
saying
can tell you
no cost
the-
to the city of Laredo, or?
The cost, I can tell you, is at this point we are working with engineers to determine the total cost. Right, it's going to be at least over 20,000 plus. But again, we feel like bringing something to Laredo that is something regional that we all benefit from it. And we feel like this is just a very, very worthy type of an activity. As far as the finances is concerned with it, I think that there's some great opportunities for some partnerships, and we're not ready to talk about those financial partnerships at this point. We need to figure out, first of all, what our bottom line costs for the whole thing is going to be. But we've looked at the overall grand scheme. We're a company that we've done some big things across the country, and I myself, I'm used to working with a lot of celebrities. I've worked with Seattle Seahawks. I know you guys don't want to hear that in this part of the country. I've worked a lot with Dallas Cowboys. I've worked with numerous types of celebrity type activities, and we feel like this is very doable in this market, and very excited about it.
So when you propose a music festival or an arts festival, as far as the festival part, would that be up to this committee to maybe design something around that, or would the whole package come as a
I think it's, and of course I've been talking to Dr. Colin Campbell about this, and I went to him first because he's the type of guy that can understand big visions, and he's himself has done some pretty impressive things in this market area, and to me this is something that we want to work on right away to make it a city collaborative.
Okay.
I see this as something, being involved with some fine arts, possibly some children's types of field trips with it. I see it as both a visual and a musical type of an art, blending several different arts together. I think that this is so big that what you put around it should be just as big and as impressive. Again, I have a lot of experience with developing and directing those types of things, and I would be willing to use, offer my resources. My superior boss is Connie Dyer. She's from Europe. She is marketing director for the largest shopping center developer in the United States. We both have worked with some very large developers, and I think between the two of us, our talents, we can bring a lot to the table to develop that type of thing.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So that presentation you were gonna make, can you send it to us, or?
Or do you want to come
Yes.
back and get on the agenda and present it formally?
I would really like to be accepted to be back on the
Okay,
agenda.
sure.
and-
When
yes.
we have more of our group and we can
Mhm.
actually have a meeting. Sure.
Absolutely.
That would be great.
And how often do you meet?
Once a month.
Once a month?
Third Thursday of the month.
Okay, all right.
So if you could just let me know the Friday before the meeting, so it can be included.
Be included again.
We would like to be included.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Look forward to working with you.
I look forward to working with you.
And we have another presentation?
Yes, we can't take action on the minutes, but
Yeah.
we can go ahead and go forward with the presentation. And this is from Transformando Laredo
Oh, okay.
on the Phoenix Waves Art Project. And it says items for discussion, but we won't be able to do that, but we can certainly listen to the
Okay.
presentation.
Well, we presented this to the Parks and Recreation, Parks and Leisure Commission, because we have been looking at several access points from our local government to be able to do this. And they send us to you, and we're hoping you guys have a better idea of where to do this. What we are trying to do is construct a wall. Just put in the picture. It's, what would you call it, a monument or sculpture? A sculpture. The wall is going to be about 10 feet and it's supposed to symbolize a wall. Hopefully you can relate to the reason why we're picking this wall, right?
Yes.
It's going to be made of brick and it's going to be broken in the middle, and through the middle there is going to be wings coming through the wall. It is intended to be an interactive form of art where people go and stand up and take pictures with the wings and hopefully experience the transformation that it can allow. The wings are going to be of a phoenix. So the plaque that accompanies the mural is going to be explaining the transformative symbolism of the phoenix from the human spirit, how that is infinite. We can always transform. The wall is going to have words on the bricks, words like hate, words like division, words like racism, words like that. The wings, once they are created, they are also going to have words on them that say love, peace, and it's going to be bilingual. When we approach the Parks and Recreation, they of course are very excited. They told us to tell you that they are in full support of this taking place. But the
And
reason
this is because it might be at a park.
Right, well, the reason why we approach them is because the truth is we're looking to put it in a place where it's going to make the most impact and a lot of people travel through. And we didn't know where that was. We also thought that because the Commission of Arts and Culture, it was created, that maybe Laredo had some kind of plan for an art section or some kind of art movement. Right, I'm more excited with the art thing, right? That just touched my heart just listening to it. But so we came to you hoping for you to guide us on where could we put it.
We'd have to, I guess, think about that. I mean, I know they have
there's already something that's called El Muro de Amor at North Central Park.
That's right.
Yeah. I run by it every day.
Ah, good
In
for
the morning.
you. Does it inspire you?
Yes, it
Then
does.
we're doing a good job.
Yeah, there's a lot of murals out there at the North Central Park area,
But this is gonna be more of a
but it's not as, I mean, visible.
Traffic or.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
I know they have 4 blocks, the city has 4 blocks that they're trying to figure out what to put on, which lead you to bridge number 1, bridge number 2. There were all kinds of sculptures that they were looking at, and there's a sculpture that was just unveiled, and where is that sculpture?
That's gonna be in South Laredo.
South Laredo?
On
Okay.
Meadow and-
But the problem with this and those 4 blocks is that that's traffic and it's not interactive. There would probably have to be like a walkway over to get to it, and I don't think the city is, because those are very visible 4 blocks when you get off I-35 to go across or even just to go downtown. There's 4 blocks that the city plans to do something with. The problem is interactive, because that would be a great place, but yeah, that's the hard part. So I don't know, I think it's so wonderful. I love the idea.
And it will not cost anything to the city, so great news, right? We are taking care of the expenses. We have some the group of citizens that are trying to create these types of arts. And so all we are asking is where can we put it and permission to put it
Right.
there.
Well, that's something we'll have to put our thinking caps
Oh,
on.
and there's a rendering.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's kind of like just to bring out the idea of how it would be.
May we take a photo of that?
I'm going to, I didn't ask.
Is your group from Laredo and Nuevo Laredo? Or it's only Laredo or what?
Yeah, only Laredo.
Only Laredo?
Do you want us to invite people from Honolulu?
Oh, no, I was just wondering, because you all speak Spanish.
Oh, yeah, we just, one of the benefits of Laredo, right?
Right. Okay. Very nice.
Now, the issue with us is that, we have a deadline,
Oh, okay.
okay, and the Parks and Recreation Commission explained to us that if you guys give us an idea of where to put it, maybe we can present it to the city council to vote on it. And of course, they don't meet until November, but if you say you don't meet again until
It would be November,
the third
third
Thursday
Thursday.
of November, you know, that meets even after that second meeting of the city council. So I don't know if there's a recommendation you can give us and someone else can approve it, or,
Well, I believe the Parks Board approved it for it to be.
oh yeah,
as
they
a
did.
board.
Yeah.
They were just wondering where you guys wanted it, and if it was okay, then we would proceed.
Is there any reason you wouldn't want it here,
What do you mean here?
on the library grounds? I mean, this is probably the most visited place you have in,
Thank you, yeah.
Very.
I mean, in terms of public access,
It
it's,
would,
Because just so you know, even the outlet lady volunteered her grounds. She's like, I will put it there if you want me to, so.
well, that would be a wonderful,
Actually, that's a great place.
yeah.
I
That's not
think-
our property, but it's.
But the park area, isn't that the Laredo?
the bottom part?
Yeah, but that gets flooded. When it floods,
Yeah,
all that stuff gets
That'll be a
destroyed.
problem.
Yeah, that's why
That's right.
that park is like
but I
there.
think on the grounds of the mall, I think that might be a.
It might be safer.
I think here too, just because of the fact that that you got little kids here.
Yeah.
And like I always say, you're not gonna change anybody our age's mind about anything. You gotta start off with the
But do
little
you,
ones.
is there a space here?
Well, it's not that big. It's 8 by 10.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
there's tons of-
they have the building and the parking lot.
Right.
I don't see
And
They
then
it.
have a
some
lot of
property.
land around it.
Yes,
A lot of
there's some green space
territory.
around it.
It wouldn't be up to me.
No, I understand.
It would be, you would present it
To your
to city
library board.
council, and you can tell them that Parks approved it to be in a park, and although they didn't have a quorum, they the Fine
The Arts
Arts
Commission.
was very enthusiastic about it, but
And are you limited to one?
No, we're not. I guess, I just wanna say this, when we went to the meeting at the Parks and Recreation, they all liked the idea and they support it. But they wanted to leave the decision to you guys, because
Right.
you're the art commission. So
Right.
they thought that you guys would have a better idea of where this would make the better impact. So that's why we're here, because, you know, we're trying to get you to tell us where.
a location. And I mean, if it's downtown, it has to go through another board, and I mean, it gets a little more complicated.
But that's what I'm saying, as far as we're concerned, I mean,
Anywhere.
well, no, I'm just saying, this is probably the most publicly visited.
Another city
Another
park.
place that, you know, it doesn't require the approval of the city, but maybe the approval of LASD would be where the old civic center was at. And that is a place where a lot of people go for one reason or another.
True.
And, you know, that might be a place where it can be
Visible.
good and it will be very successful. And there's plenty of terrain in the front of it and
There
also to
is.
the side.
And they have the swimming pool open in the summer.
Right.
And
So-
there's, what is it,
There's a lot of activities there all the
the
time.
offices of the
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce
The-
is there,
The desfile, the Washington birthday
Right.
parade, the youth parade, all that is there.
goes by there.
So it will be a place that will be very feasible to be able to put it
I
there.
agree with that.
And that way you don't have to wait for this and that and the other.
And who would we approach for that?
That's the other
LISD
LISD
board.
LASD board.
But also, what, like, since we asked if you all were limited to just one, what is the cost of one? Do you have a cost?
Right now, we have, it's about $5,000 for
Okay.
the wall and the wings.
The wall and the wings?
It's
Okay.
our estimate that we have right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you have, who's gonna build it for you already?
Yes, this first one, yes. And we did invite it, we went to talk to the TAMU Arts teacher, and she did volunteer, you know, the students that could,
To
you know,
help.
put their input and help.
Okay.
So we're trying to get the community involved.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
We don't
And
want it to
I,
be part of, you know, the city,
yeah,
you know.
and I think it would be nice to have more than one too. Because then you could really, that's an idea that could be in
They
several
could be
places.
similar but different.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But I think it's a great idea. And I think that Civic Center would be a really good place.
Okay.
Well, that's just not within our ambit.
I know, but I'm saying that
Yeah, no, I
I-
understand that.
I think, and there's no reason why you all couldn't approach them in the meantime, because we don't have a quorum.
Have you thought of a place that you'd like to have?
We just thought downtown because that's where we noticed the most traffic.
Uh-huh.
So the first organization I approached was, of course, the construction crew that is going to be involved in the convention center.
Right.
And they're the ones that put me in contact with you. And they
Mhm.
said, we are interested in the others.
They're also
You
interested.
can put it here, but you have to go through the commission, right? But that's gonna take a while. So,
Yeah, that's like future.
Right.
Yeah, the Plaza La Posada, in front of La Posada would be another good place to have it.
And we're not saying that we're not flexible with our
Right.
deadline, you know, that's something we would have to bring up to our group also. Really what's more important to us is where would it make the most impact? Leaving deadlines aside and timing aside, you know, what would the commission recommend for this art piece?
Well, if you want to get it done quickly, it go to talk to somebody who has put it on a private, not a public piece of ground, because then you don't have all the red tape, you know. Siete Banderas, someplace like that they don't have to go through a commission. If they like your idea, they'll let you put it up on their premises, and then it's like, you know, it's a photography, it's a place to go take a photograph that will identify with Laredo.
Yeah, we just wanted it to be public for access to everyone.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of public places that are privately owned,
Right.
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
But I think even if they're privately owned, they might be a historical building,
Yeah.
and it has to go through the historical board if.
We've also talked to Bali, and Bali said, just tell them I've approved anything they say.
I'm sure he's trying to.
Right.
I think the
Yeah.
hardest part is finding the place.
Okay.
I really do, because I think anybody who listens to this wants to do it.
Mhm.
Like the lady said, they'd love to have it over there by
Yeah.
the outlet shops. We actually approved a mural that's going to be painted on the wall at the outlet shops, an interactive mural. So, yeah, I mean, that has visibility from people crossing the bridge, the people who go there and shop there. Crossing two bridges, I guess, but like Julio's idea, I thought is really good also. And of course, I love downtown because I have an art gallery downtown, so I'm all for downtown. But the idea that there could be more than one, so you could start out, you could put your first one someplace with the idea that maybe there's several venues that would be really great. What would be the best one for right now? Obviously, probably not the convention center, like that area, but
Julio's correct, that's probably the most central.
that would be the easiest one, I think, to get it done quickly, don't you?
You said the park.
Yeah, that's where they start the parade.
The
The
civic
civic
center.
center.
Oh, the civic center.
Grounds, the
And all
civic
the
center
park-
grounds. It's like a big piece of cement there with banquitos. But they have a lot of space, which isn't being occupied necessarily.
And also, the place is rented for different kinds of activities, religious activities, for different kinds of folkloric dances and different things that
Yeah.
are in there. So it would have a, very good probability of being seen by a lot of people. So. that would be-
As far as schedule of events and calendar, it's pretty much year round.
You're right.
The activities that go on at the audit, well, the audit, it's under renovation right now, that's the other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
The
yeah, as
space
far
could
as
be
activities.
located easily, I'm pretty sure. It's not going to interfere with the renovations that they're doing, because there's sample space in the very front. They could even put it in that piece of slab that is where the glass windows are at,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that there is a slab,
Yes.
maybe there, facing the area, that would be a beautiful place to have it too. Anyways,
That sounds like a great idea.
Should we expect a recommendation from the commission anyways?
I mean, we
Or that
can.
can-
Yeah, it would have to get on an agenda where we have enough people to
Yeah.
vote on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a problem as long as it's on the agenda.
yeah.
I mean, because we will consider that, and we will talk to LASD about it, but like you said, if we're planning on doing more, we're still gonna have to go through this process anyways, so maybe you could have already recommended.
Yeah, we
Or
can-
if we wait, we'll have your recommendation already.
Right, when, hopefully at our next meeting, we'll have our quorum and we can actually make that formal recommendation. And then moving forward, like we have already discussed here, that we think there's many different places that it would work really well, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely would recommend it, so.
And maybe we'd give you a list and then,
Yeah, we'd have
and
time
that
to
way you
think
could
about it
choose,
too.
because you're the artist, you'll be able to tell what the
We'd
impact
have
is.
time to think and kind of scout the areas and say, we love this place, that place, that
I mean,
place, and
I
we can
know-
make recommendations for that.
Because of how provocative it is, I mean, I can tell you that I would think they would be work at one place, it's not our property, but once you get into the highway into this country, that's one of the first things you saw, you'd be.
You mean those 4 blocks?
That's the 4 blocks, right?
Yeah, but that's what I was saying.
They're not our property.
But they're also, it's not interactive. You can't be crossing the street to get to it. That's the problem with those 4 blocks.
Mhm.
If it was just
To look at.
to look at,
Right.
right, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those 4 blocks are great, but that's not interactive for people to be crossing the, yeah.
Right, like
Traffic
little
to get-
kids.
Well, and
yeah.
getting to that, have you thought of doing a portable one
Oh.
that you would take. Well, because everybody used to ask me all the time, when does life begin in Laredo? I said, when the carnival comes to town. That you would take it to different places, and it would be at the, what do you call it, the farmer's market one day.
Right.
And then the next day it's at the Jalapeno Fest, and then it's at the parade, and then
We
I mean-
hadn't thought of that, but that's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
it might be a smaller version of it and something that you
Right.
could transport.
You may have to do it also in different material than.
Yeah, I mean, I expect that, but I'm just saying,
But that is something to think about, because the Parks and Rec wanted it over there in the park that floods.
Oh,
But
right.
they told us that they actually remove stuff.
Oh.
So if we could make it removable,
Yeah.
you could go there. And we thought, okay, we can think about that.
Yeah, that was a good idea,
Yeah, that is true.
for it to be mobile.
Have a version of it at the New Cultura Beer Gardens,
Right, that they recommended that place also. Because what they said at the meeting was, yes, we would like to have it at parks, but don't limit yourself to
Right.
parks if
Yeah.
there's a place where you can make the most
Yeah,
of it.
Easter
But they
Sunday
don't
at
have
the Easter
space.
Sunday at the
They
lake.
don't have space there at the Cultura,
Well, not for that size, but for something smaller, yeah. I mean, people.
because the only thing they have is the parking lot for Mile One.
Well, but they have the baby mural in the back. They already have it up by the
Oh.
stage, so it could be part of. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
To me, just that concept is very provocative.
yeah.
We all know why, okay? But at the
Right.
same time, it's, if you want to have access to people, you got to go where the people
Yeah, I
are.
think it would be cool if it was portable, mobile, that
Yeah,
you
it
could,
would be one of the.
you
things
could
that-
move it around.
Okay.
And maybe like, I don't know, just have an announcement, like, a huge thing where it's gonna be next, or,
Mhm.
I think once it's there, people will get in it, and if they just tag your page or something, you'll have
yeah.
a
Actually,
million.
we will have an announcement after it's done.
But imagine the mystery. Wait for it. We'll be announcing where this will be located, this month or something, and everybody's like waiting to see where, and then like make a big thing of it,
Right, that's great.
We can,
Follow the wings or something.
we can debut it also when the outlets do their music festival.
Right.
We can take it.
No, I
That's
think
gonna be
it
fantastic.
would be great if it was mobile.
Yeah.
To have it done here in the library, it's with the recreation and parks.
No, that the library's a separate department.
So we have to go.
So you might have to go to the library board.
There's a library board?
Yes.
Wow.
It's been around longer than this time. But yes, there is.
So, but I can just tell you
But I
that there's
mean-
so many groups out there, like Pillar, for example. Pillar is an anti-bullying group. I would sure that whatever event they have, a 5K,
They would want.
they would want it there because this would represent the theme that they're trying to promote.
Right.
Tomorrow, next Saturday, there's an international bridge event with the LGBT communities of both countries coming together. It would be nice to have it at something like that because
Right.
obviously that this theme promotes, love is love, And that's why I'm thinking that don't limit yourself to
Yeah.
one static place if contact is what you want.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
It's almost like it needs to go to the people instead of the people
Yes,
coming to
I
it.
agree.
I see what
So
you're
that you get to
saying.
all different kinds of people.
Right.
I think that
You
you
could
can
probably
set it
actually-
up at St. Peter's Plaza, you can set it up at
All the high school.
the San Agustin Plaza, or even maybe they let you have it on the church steps, right, on the church property. I mean, it's just, there's unlimited.
All the
And
domestic
there's-
violence events that
Yeah.
they have, the suicide prevention, the overdose
Right.
prevention, all of those things, I think would be,
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea that you're doing, so.
Thank you so much.
And we'll give you some suggestions ourselves for a city
Right.
property, but I don't think you should limit yourself to us.
Thank you.
So I guess they could come back and present again if, like, is, put yourself
Like,
back
if
on.
you have time,
Yeah.
if it's a city property, you have to go through city council and get that approved.
If we need we just need to formally recommend that we're all
Different.
gung-ho about it.
Mhm.
If y'all wanna talk about it and decide if you do wanna make it mobile, then you could always come back and present to us again when we have a quorum and we can, you know, maybe by then you'll have more ideas about where.
Exactly.
And we would too, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
So
We love it.
we'll let you know by the next meeting, if we could be here.
Yes, and I'll just go ahead and put it in
And
there.
what do you do?
Thank you.
We're,
It's just,
it's just like a group of citizens, we're called the,
Transforming.
Phoenix.
Oh,
We're the
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah. We're called Phoenix. Mr. Mendez, you used to be a teacher in
Nixon High
Nixon,
School, yeah.
art, right?
This is my card.
Yes, I remember you.
You were my student?
No, I was a student of your colleague.
Philip Miller.
Is he still there?
No, he's living now in Dallas. He
Yeah.
went to Waco and he was working on Waco now,
Yeah.
some other town.
We
Yeah,
should
he was a
even
teacher
contact the,
there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, but you would come into his classroom all the time.
All
Oh,
the
yeah,
time.
we share
I
classroom.
lived
Say they
there.
don't.
Okay.
I lived there.
Yes.
He was good, and so, yeah.
Very nice
They
man.
would want to do it on.
We still correspond and
On their
talk.
grounds.
Oh, that's
kind of,
Well,
festival.
I mean, he won't remember me, but, you know.
I know, it's kind of hard to remember so many kids, you know,
Right.
but, yeah,
It's good to see you though.
same thing,
Yes.
same thing.
Thank you.
Pero sí fue mi maestro.
¿Ah?
Sí fue mi maestro en Nixon.
En Nixon.
Sí, yo me acuerdo.
Pero es que uno se pone viejo y se le hacen las arrugas. Andale como chinito,
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing you again.
You gave me your card?
Pero,
Okay, yes, thank you.
Well, okay, so we can't even do anything.
no, and then since they were here, I mean,
Yeah. But I mean, we can't do anything.
On the rest of the
official.
agenda. The only thing I wanted to just ask a question on, because I saw the memorandum from the city attorney, the assistant city attorney with regards to those new requirements. But the ordinance says in section 2.154, if possible, committee meetings shall take place at Laredo City Hall, specifically at council chambers.
Yeah,
Okay, and then
we started out there.
on the memorandum, it says committee meetings must take place at City Hall.
no, but there's, we called him on that when he was giving this presentation, because there's several of us that have installed our own equipment. So,
So it's the actual, well, the ordinance actually
he says, yes,
is less strict than the memorandum.
than what he said,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that was the only
And that's
question.
where we started until we,
Yeah.
more centralized.
We started in where the Greyhound bus station is, up there in those
Oh,
offices.
yes.
In
There
the
was community
conference
development.
room. Yeah, and then we moved to where you pay your taxes in the web count, isn't that the city building?
Mhm.
We were there, well, we've been there. and
That's
now
City Hall, yeah.
Here, we met one time at the other library,
Oh.
because they had a request, they had a presentation for us.
Oh, okay.
So, we've been all over the place.
One thing that I wanted to bring, I don't know, just to discuss among us, it's what influence do we have in order to be able to make possible that some repairs are done at the Center for the Arts?
That's kind of in the works right now.
Because it is really in very poor condition. And it's
I
been for a
actually
while.
toured it yesterday.
What part is in, they just remodeled that whole building.
Not the little casitas, maybe?
The floors on the front of
Oh, the
of
outside.
entrance, that is
The
in
outside
shambles.
space, yeah.
And I mean,